Hey everyone! Sorry I haven't been able to make an update in such a long time, but I was feeling really unwell and I just didn't feel like making a video. I didn't realise how much I'd be embarrassed by my cast and swelling in general. I think my swelling was so much more worse than what I expected, particularly due to the fact that I moved around a lot the night after my surgery, which caused the swelling to move into my eyes and my cheeks and just everywhere on my face, and it was horrible. In fact, when I woke up the next day, I couldn't see out of my left eye because it was just swollen shut. So I didn't really feel in the mood to make any sorts of videos or talk to anyone for that matter. I was just in bed trying to recover, trying to sleep, and just, recover, because really what I didn't know was that, usually people, what I've heard from people is that a rhinoplasty is really not difficult at all to recover from, but let me tell you, the first 4 days were really, really, really tiring, and although I wasn't in pain at any stage, I was feeling so uncomfortable due to the swelling. I felt like a balloon, and I just really just needed to be in bed and watch films. I couldn't even do that for the first 2 days because my eyes hurt so much. So it was kind of boring, but I'm all better now. I still have some remaining bruising, also on top of my eyelids, but I've kind of been using purple and dark shades of makeup to cover it up as much as I can. I don't have any foundation on at the moment because it just looks silly, because it turns all the bruising into random blue spots, so it doesn't really work. But it's almost gone and the worst is definitely behind me. I've wanted to make this video for one, to reflect on my recovery process, but also to tell you guys some things that I wish I would have known prior to my rhinoplasty, and things that either surprised or scared or worried me in the past 10 days. So here we go. I've made some notes on my computer, so I'm just looking at those. Basically, I was surprised by a number of things. First of all, I did not experience any of the typical symptoms I would expect to have had. For example, I did not feel nauseous at any point, apart from when they took my packing out and all the blood went down my throat and into my stomach, which caused me to temporarily feel a little bit queasy, but not to the point where I'd actually have to throw up. Secondly, I was able to eat solids all the way through, so I even had a roll the night after my surgery, and I never had to solely rely on soup and drinks and yogurt to get me through the day, which was really good. Another thing was that loads of people said they couldn't breathe for weeks on end, or until they got the cast removed, or even longer than that. But I was actually able to breathe a day after I got my packing removed. I think it very much depends on your own sort of recovery and how the surgeon operated on your nose. I think for me it seems all the drainage went out fairly quickly, and I didn't have to use a drip pad for more than 1 day after my packing was removed, and for that reason I was able to breathe from quite early on. Also, I was surprised by the fact that I was running a fever the day after my surgery. In fact, the first 2 to 3 days after my surgery, I had a low-grade fever, nothing serious, but I called up my doctor about it anyway just to make sure, and he said it's fine as long as it doesn't get above 38.5 degrees, because at that point it could actually be a sign of infection. but it's totally normal to have a low temperature after surgery, which is something I didn't know. Also, I didn't really have to take any painkillers. I took paracetamol for like 2 or 3 days maybe, and then I may have taken one just to make sure that I really didn't need it. Apart from that as well, loads of people have said how they had such trouble sleeping. I slept on like 4 to 5 pillows stacked on top of each other, so kept my head elevated as high as possible. But I did sleep on my side because I just can't sleep on my back. So I slept like this pretty much, and it worked for me. The only downside to that was that even still, every day when I wake up, there is a lot of swelling in my face, particularly around my eyes, which causes them to kind of look a bit like squinted and weird. But that goes away within half an hour, so it's totally fine. As well, when I had my stitches removed, that was a really horrible experience, and I didn't expect it to be. Usually when you're like watching those rhinoplasty videos on YouTube that like LA surgeons or whatever posted online, you know, you see how they get the cast removed and they're all happy and smiley and stuff. But what they don't tell you is that if you do not have removable stitches, they actually have to physically take them out, and that is so painful. Basically, I had my stitches along here and also 2 or 3 of them inside my nose, and it hurt so much. And maybe I was being a baby about it, but it definitely wasn't comfortable, and I would have liked to have been warned about it prior to my surgery, I suppose. But then again, I don't know if I would have done it had I known that, you know, removing the packing and removing the stitches would cause me such agony. So, you know, I'm glad I'm over that annoyance. Also, what I didn't know was that the swelling actually increases after your cast is removed, because apparently what it does is it keeps the swelling contained in like certain areas, and then once that pressure comes off, it obviously expands, but that as well doesn't last for very long. A lot of people have reported that their nose, like their tips, felt really numb after surgery, and I can say to that, yes, my nose does feel numb as well, especially around here. It feels really, really weird. But here, like up to here, it feels normal, and I think it's continuously going down. I think after day 4 there's been a rapid improvement, not only in terms of my swelling, but also in terms of my breathing and like general health and energy levels, because, you know, you do have to keep in mind that surgery, no matter what you have done, is very, very hard on your body and energy levels. So, you know, do make sure to take at least a week off from like society. So, you know, I'd recommend not to be going through rhinoplasty alone. You know, have someone with you, either your mum or sister, boyfriend, you know, whoever, because that really helped, and it's good comfort as well. Apart from that, I am very happy with my results thus far, especially my side profile. I'll just show you guys. This is what my nose looks like now. The hump is definitely gone. I have a slightly elevated tip, although I've been told that that might go down as well as the swelling goes down. From the front, I'll just show you from this side as well real quick. I don't know if you could see that. I hope you could. Anyway, from the front it's still kind of wide. I do not like how wide my bridge is. But I really hope it's going to go down as well. And my tip is obviously still really swollen too. And it kind of looks a little bit plastic from this angle, but I think that's mainly to do with the swelling. But you know, I think overall it's definitely been worth it. And if I could recommend one more thing, it's definitely to go to a surgeon you feel comfortable with, who has a good reputation, and do not look out for prices and making, you know, a cheap bargain somewhere, because this is a major surgery and you want to be in good hands, not only because of your later appearance, but also because of your health. It's definitely a major intervention that's very hard on your face. You know, like, especially if you have an open rhinoplasty, they pull back your nose and literally like hold it against your forehead and, like, you know, break it in your face, and it causes major trauma to your skin and everything. So but yeah, overall it's been an incredible experience. I'm very happy I did it. I'd definitely do it all over again if I had to. It's half as bad as it sounds, and you know, after even 4 days, the worst of it was definitely over. So that's really it. If you have any questions, feel free to message me and I'll be happy to answer them. Bye!